Good evening, I'm John Brennan and welcome to Leichhardt Oval for our 10th Cup final, the 1984 Commonwealth Bank Cup. And tonight's Cup finalists involve, I think, the classic confrontation of the champion and I think the underdogs as well too. St Gregory's College from Campbelltown, Cup finalists on 4 occasions, Cup winners in 79 and 80, and their opponents, Christian Brothers Lewisham. Never played in a Cup final, have never even made the quarterfinals, so great to welcome them. Teams ready for the Commonwealth Bank Cup final of 84. The first onto the field tonight are the Cup champions of 79 and 1980, St Gregory's College of Campbelltown. And introducing number 1 and fullback, Peter Miles. Number 2, left wing, Adam Tiskovich. 3 and centre, Tim Palmer. 4 and centre, Darren Gerard. 5 and wing, Bill Alpin. 6, the 5/8, Dean Ellison. 7 and halfback, Paul Devery. 8 and lock forward, Philip Wild. Number 9 in the first-second row are Bob McNamara. Number 10, the second-row partner, Greg Whitebread, their captain. Number 11, prop forward, Jason Ritchie. Number 12 in the hooker, Leon Robinson. And number 13, prop forward, John Wall. So there you have them, St Gregory's College at Campbelltown. And now Christian Brothers Lewisham making their first ever Cup final appearance. At number 1 and fullback, Jim Jobson. Number 2 in the left wing, Don Lee. Centre, number 3, Terry Sullivan. 4, his centre partner, Daryl Buchanan. 5, right winger, David Wasty. Number 6, the 5/8, Anthony Doyle. 7 and halfback, Jim Chong. Number 8, their lock forward, Reg Fidel. Number 9 in the second row, his brother, Ray Fidel. Number 11, prop forward, Andrew English. Number 12 in the hooker, Kevin O'Neill. And finally 13, prop forward and captain, Paul Osborne. Christian Brothers Lewisham, and the referee for tonight's match is Mr. Graham Annesley. Well, there it is, Graham Annesley, our referee for tonight, and thankful to the referees advisory board for the appointment of same. Well, there you see, it's a nice old promotion there for St Gregory's. There they are, a good shot of them at the present time. 2 teams with championship aspirations, St Gregory's, Campbelltown, and there they are, the statistics for this year, and you can see some mammoth wins there, entitling them to favouritism. Tremendous performance from them. I think the closest anybody got to them was Patrician Brothers Fairfield, and that was last week at half-time. 30-6 the final score. Great credit to the code of rugby league. And of course the Lewisham, on their way to the big match of 84, had these victories. Very outstanding. Have only lost 1 match right throughout the year. A forfeit first up to Sir Joseph Banks. And St Mary's to Woomera, their last one, 14-0. So there it is. And St Gregory's College Campbelltown in their sky blue with maroon stripes running right to left of your screen, and Christian Brothers Lewisham in their sky blue with the gold V defending the goal line to the left. And as you can well imagine, high charge atmosphere, all the emotion that you would expect certainly exists here. And as you heard, both received rousing receptions as they stepped on to Leichhardt. What an encounter this one shapes up to be, Billy Anderson.
It's going to be a great game, John. St Greg's have got a formidable record. They haven't lost a game this year in any competition they've played in, but Lewisham, they're in their first cup final and they'll pull out all stops.
All right, Bill Anderson, my co-commentator, Ray O'Donnell, the referees advisory board, our statistician, and they will be assisting in shuffling out points for tonight. The climax, of course, we see who wins the 95 TUE $4,000 tertiary education scholarship for the team player of the year. Well, Bill, I guess nervous and apprehensive moments ahead of us.
Well, probably be a little bit of drop ball early, and there's an example of it. I think Lewisham have got a strong front row, and if they're going to win the game, a lot of their opportunities are going to rest upon their front row and captain Paul Osborne. I think the greatest advantage that St Greg's have are their two centres, Palmer and Gerard. They're fine players, two of the best centres we've seen in the competition all year, and they've got a huge size advantage over their opponents.
Interesting to see where Gerard has been brought up into the centres, normally at fullback, and they've placed their 5'8" Miles back to fullback to bring Gerard up into the centres. And what's more, transferring their excellent centre, Dean Ellison, into the 5'8" spot. Well, the first penalty has been awarded to St Gregory's College and puts them in a very handy situation. Powerful and very, very speedy side is St Gregory's College. So here it is. A little bit of diversion stuff as Robinson, a great schemer around the ruck, just tucked away by Osborne, 15 metres out from Lewisham's goal line. And Gregory standing deep, hungrily for the ball, straight away through Devery, looking for a runner to get it to Palmer, brought down right in front of the goal mouth and about 15 metres out from Lewisham's goal line. Be called on to do a lot of stuff here. McNamara at acting half. Now it's with Whitebread, veering back inside, picking it up if they can unwind the ball, gives it to Wall. Wall down under the wall of Lewisham players too. Up there in the line, Jim Dobson doing good defensive work. On the left comes Whitebread. Little fancy dancing stuff, scheming. Up there, wrapped up though. Loose and thankfully received by Lewisham. And they say, wiping the beads of perspiration and anxiety away from their foreheads. Played by Caliso, and Lewisham trying to wend it forward. Bob McNamara standing up there and forcing him to go to ground. Acting half is O'Neill, wanting a runner, finds it too, coming through Reg Fidel, always in the thick of things. Short of his quarter, hunts all night though. Back goes from O'Neill, through Chong. This is the boy, Paul Osborne, the leader of the TUE scholarship, and boy isn't he driven back. He'd have felt the effects of that one. Sickening stuff as it comes back and relayed back to Jobson, who dives it downfield. Going back for it is Gerard, the boy from Taree, 32 metres out from his goal line, on the trot, off for a canter, wrapped up though, on halfway and forced to play the ball. Coming into acting half is Tuskovic, straight away through their lock forward Wild, and landed in centre field, up there doing defensive work, Jimmy Chong. St Gregory's taking it forward again. Halted after an 8-metre run, floored by Anthony Doyle, the 5'8" for Lewisham. Robinson back up there, straight away through Devery. Now looking for work again, this time from Whitebread. And 10 metres short of halfway, but it's in Lewisham's territory. Out to the right, through Devery again. Coming onto the ball beautifully. Wall, all striding forward to break him up. Up he gets to play it, and back it comes. St Gregory's in possession. Nice positional kicking. Not where he wanted it to go. Oh, it did too. How lucky can you be? Just beating the arms of David Wasty, but nicely placed.
It was a bit unfortunate for Lewisham. It looked as if the ball was going to go dead in goal, and they would have received the 22-metre restart. But as it is, they're now going to be struggling to keep St Greg's out with a scrum 10 metres out from their goal line.
I thought Wasty had it covered, but it was an ugly bounce, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a leg break.
This head to Lewisham, fed by Chong. At age one, they come at him again and put him to ground about 11 metres out from his goal line. There's no
doubt that Lewisham would see themselves even as underdogs, and the best thing that could happen for them in this match, and it'd be a dream start, would be if they could get first points on the board, because with that sort of confidence behind them and the realisation that they can score against this hot St Greg's outfit, they could go on with a win.
Ray Fidel is playing the ball, the New South Wales Combined Catholic College second rower, as they make a lovely break. It's Doyle, wrapped up though 32 metres out from his goal line, but he's also from that New South Wales side, and lovely ball service, very smart and alert as they put it down, and too big. Oh, listen to him, is it too big? The Lewisham mob have gone berserk. He found it gloriously and ate up yardage that time, fully 45 metres he's gained with that kick, and we'll have a scrum about 32 metres out from St Gregory's goal line, and the pressure is all on the Sky Blue and Maroons, coming up in a very shallow line. Can't understand Lewisham not standing in the position in which they have an opportunity here, a platform upon which to set forward a sortie. The season has started for Lewisham with an undenying win and an underlying one to be Commonwealth Cup champions and top dogs of high school football, and that commitment has certainly paid off for them. A good, powerful side, the dark horse, but the joy of the competition. 0-0 between Lewisham and Gregory. Loose head to Gregory's and the feed as well. Coming from their halfback, Paul Devery from Cara, brother of Michael and Patrick, who were formerly members of the previous St Gregory's College sides. Good halfback too, dance around like a little fish there at times. There it goes, fishing for it. Here comes Chong at the base, looking for it. Doyle is there to back him up. Whack back on the inside is Fidel. Fidel running beautifully to 10 metres out. Oh, this is Lewisham at their peak. All go, they're in the van. Back it comes from O'Neill, picking it up. English put down by Gregory's just outside the goal mouth. O'Neill again up there, kicked forward by Jobson. Wait for referee Annesley. Held up. Oh, but quick thinking by Jobson.
Yeah, it certainly was quick thinking, and I'd like to see that one on replay if it was at all possible, because it appeared to me, and we're a long way from the play, that he might have got the ball down before he was turned over.
Let's have a look at it back here on replay.
No try. Good decision.
Excellent thinking from Jobson. Out up until the final moments of tonight. Had an injury.
I've been watching in the back play, John, and the front row for St Greg's, Jason Ritchie's a virtual passenger, and I don't know if they could take a risk and leave him until half-time. He's been limping badly in the back play, and you can't win a grand final with 12 men.
Chong is up there. There's an avalanche of Lewisham men forcing him to ground. Now St Gregory was the chance, and the heavy job ahead of them of ploughing away. They've got a big pack of forwards. Good physical bunch as Robinson looking for opportunities and options. Finds one, but as soon as he gives it, they're there doing the marking job, 3 of them. 15 metres out as Robinson gives it on back. Now the kick. Coming back to Wasty. Wasty has himself nicely positioned, pouches that one, then decides to canter, but not to the likings of Gregory as they're right in there. Adam Tiskovich. That is the ball back there, isn't Bill?
That's Ritchie in the back play, and he doesn't look good.
However, Lewisham with the ball, and Kevin O'Neill, well-equipped at acting half, to Chong, and catches 1, 2, 3, 4 up within the required distance. And the penalty is with Lewisham. And tonight again we'll be making the decision on the Player of the Year. He'll receive that $4,000 educational scholarship from Radio 2UE. Only 2 players who can possibly take out this award, and they both come from Lewisham. Keep your eyes on them. 8 points, Paul Osmond. He's wearing jumper number 13. And on 6 points, Ray Fidel, the second rower, wearing jumper number 9. I think the closest St Gregory's players are Robinson number 12, Whitebread number 10, and Devery number 7, all on 4 points. But if the points lead, they'll take it up in a moment as Fidel taking it forward for Lewisham, and they're only 15 metres out with O'Neill giving it to Chong. Chong is there. Osmond picks it up magnificently and striding majestically and forced to go to ground 8 metres out from St Gregory's goal line. It's all Lewisham at the moment, giving him something. Here is Chong with some of that fancy work, but thankfully receives his Gregory's, and they take it from him. And boy, isn't that going to relieve the pressure for the Sky Blues.
St Greg's have been under huge pressure from Lewisham. Someone's forgot to tell them that they've gone into this match as underdogs, and there was a situation then when the ball wasn't passed by Chong, and I thought had he let it go on the right-hand side, they were a big chance of scoring.
Well, I was just about to say, Bill, that if the points lead to a tied score after tonight, the award goes to the player who received the greater number of points in this match. And the Radio 2UE Player of the Year will be announced during the Cup presentation at the finish of the evening. All right, Lewisham, and it's Don Lee who has pretty good toe, and this is bad luck, isn't it? Jason Ritchie, the great brawny and fellow with a lot of brains, who causes immense problems, being taken from the field for St Gregory's College and getting a sympathetic ovation as he comes off. Finikafalu is the replacement. We'll pick him up for you in just a moment. In the meantime, Lewisham just thrilled here with Doyle and gives a lovely ball. Buchanan! Here is Jobson putting on the speed up to halfway, rounded up though, like the Mounties, bringing down smartly, but lovely running and lovely free-flowing ball from Lewisham as a miss out coming to Chong through Doyle. Osmond, the danger man, with the little kicking on, taken back in the second line. Devery wrapped up though. It's all Lewisham coming in catching them cold dead with their defence work too, and running beautifully. But Gregory's now bringing it forward, and it comes through Gerard. Playing it, now it comes back through Adam Tiskovich. Gregory's bringing it forward a couple of metres. Now through Devery again. And
it was a big hit by Osborne.
Stifling them, aren't they? Doing the marking job.
He drove the shoulder there into the ribs of his opposition and really laid him down.
This is John Wall, a fellow who can soften up the middle and thrived against Woodlawn. Now it comes back to Darren Gerard. There's the kick on. Jobson is in centre field. Taking it now, 10 metres out from his goal line. Coming after him through Peter Miles. And he's 15 metres out from the goal line. Now it's Don Lee. Try scorer against Christian Brothers Sutherland, and they give him a sniff of the ball and he snaps away. O'Neill keeping it still on the left. Chong on the inside up. And Lewisham up to their quarter. And it's big defensive stuff now from St Gregory's as Chong lets fly again. Nicely placed. Stretching for it. Darren Gerard. Stepping but good running. And Don Lee was the tackler. Gregory's now away from acting half. Chi again very busy in the action. A young Korean lad is number 7. And he's taken to rugby league like Carl Lewis has taken to sprinting. Gregory's keeping it on this blind alley. Letting a nice ball go. Alpin back on the inside, picked up beautifully by Devery. Looks for support. Chong was there, and also Terry Sullivan to block that pass back on the inside. It comes from Wiles. There's Philipaloo, and he's brought down. He's wearing jumper number 14. 15 metres out. They let the ball fly. There's the fullback Peter Miles with the high ball first of all. Osborne is there. A nasty bunk, and over the dead ball line. 0 all it is after 13 minutes of play in our Commonwealth Bank Cup final between Lewisham and St Gregory's of Campbelltown. Well, Billy, so far.
Well, that was the first clean break of the night. It was made by St Gregory's out wide, and if they are going to win this game, I'm sure that's where they do have the advantage. They've got a lot of pace in the centres, out on the flanks, and the Lewisham strength, of course, is in the forwards. So we've got two contrasting styles, one a big, strong pack, and the other one a team which is competent all through, but they do have that advantage out in their wide back line.
O'Neill giving a nice ball to Chong, but turnover to Robinson. New South Wales Combined Catholic College member wins a wealth of possession from the scrums and a good around acting half. They feeling the ball out here wide, stretching it to Greg Whitebread. Back inside to Wild. Now it's Miles up there in the line. Looks for support. Robinson is there, trailing him. Moving into acting half is Whitebread. Straight away to Devery. Philipaloo. And again, in there, honing in and arresting any further progress. Gregory's, though, from dummy half. Goes McNamara. And Lewisham scooping it up at a double knock-on. And referee Annesley says, we'll scrum it. Well, they clinched the MCC Championship. They've played 23 matches this year in various competitions and have won the lot. As some experts rate this side as the college's best yet, and I'm talking about St Gregory's College, Campbelltown. But you wouldn't think it in the opening minutes of play. The pressure's been right on them as they go the blind, and it's Miles, but swamped. 25 metres out. Gerard, wrapped up by Reg Fidel. Robinson through Devery. Probing and searching. In back play, we had Fidel down, but I think he might be all right, getting trainer attention as Gregory's trying to regroup here. Through Devery, coming onto the ball is Wall, leading the charge. Taken, though, well by Daryl Buchanan.
But he'll want to get well pretty quickly because there's a huge overlap here on the right-hand side, and that's where it's going.
Well, that's Ellison trying to free himself. What a player of the year in Tamworth last year, wearing jumper number 6. Against Fairfield, he had a magical game too. And this is Devery trying to be wrapped up there by the defence. Here is Miles slinging a nice ball out. Palmer don't let him free. Back on the inside, Gregory's. Oh, they've lost the ball, have they? Yes. Oh, Bill Anderson.
Well, the overlap was always on the right-hand side for St Greg's, but they had problems getting the ball there, and finally it came through some broken play when they tried to get a kick in and couldn't, so they fired the ball back the right-hand side, and here we can see that only for a spilt pass and probably some good Lewisham defence in mopping up, that would have been a try.
Nervous moments for Lewisham there, and some beautiful work from Gregory's. Jimmy Chong, the halfback for Lewisham.
And that's a penalty to Lewisham, and brother, didn't they need it?
However, I'm just wondering how Fidel is. He was down receiving attention. We've already had Jason Ritchie taken from the field for St Gregory's College, Campbelltown. And the Lewisham lock forward receive attention. But it appears they have their full complement of players as Don Lee streaks it for Lewisham, 32 metres out to Chong. Close ball. It's his runner. To ground though, 33 metres out from his own goal line. Back from O'Neill to Chong again. Fine support from Jobson. Sweeping in but driven back. Driven back well too. Good tackling from Wall. Osborne. Some thought it may have been a Shepherd. 32 metres out from his goal line. Laid back to Chong. Hoisting it downfield. And Gerard takes it beautifully. And isn't he a nifty fullback? Running tight on the line. They jam him. Coming in to collect him, Washty. Good tackling there from Sullivan as well. Back from Tiskovich through Devery. Now it's Palmer. Palmer is a beautiful centre. This fellow, he's collected 5 tries on television, just oozes with class. Very tall, elegant centre. Keep your eyes on him. He's wearing jumper number 3, and he catches about 4 of them up within the required distance. And Gregory's got the penalty. Whitebread has it. Sifts it back here to Ellison. And Ellison, as I said, the player of the year. That last week, I don't know whether you saw it, he scored a beautiful 30-metre try. He can bore holes through anywhere. Number 6. For St Gregory's. Oration comes Lee again from the left wing and is blotted out by the Gregory's defence. Chong gets Fidel, who does beautiful work again.
He's a powerful runner, Ray Fidel, from the second row. That's the second or third break he's made in the middle of the rucks, and there's been plenty of St Gregory's defence there. He's just stormed his way through them.
He's a fiery 1-2. Lost ball. Cleaned up by Lewisham. Went behind. Jobson is up there at acting half, straight away to Chong. Chong looking for someone in support, but they were all flat-footed at the time. Yeah,
they were a little bit slow to reform then in attack, and if they're going to win this game, they're going to have to move a little more quickly in both in attack and defence to get themselves into position.
There's Osborne driving it back to Tiskovich, the Parramatta ball player, and he goes headlong kamikaze style right into a tackle of Sullivan. And this is Ellison. And rounded up by Anthony Doyle. Very smart young Black Doyle, very inventive in attack. Now Filikafalu. He's stopped by Chong and O'Neill. Straight away Robinson through Devery. And St Gregory's now moving it towards halfway as Robinson looks for a receiver and gets it, and Whitebread there doing some tearaway work. He's over halfway. Lips it over by Osborne. Oh, what a sneak thief. Whitebread again, thank you very much. The man who did the early damage. It was the second rower to the opposition prop, back to the second rower. And Robinson wants a quick ball, gets it. Devery trying to snake his way through. Past one, but cleaned up now. Tucked away inside Lewisham's quarter. Robinson, a shifty ball, straight away out wide. And Gregory's put to ground, 15 metres out. Now it's swept across. Full of hands here. Ellison looking for that break. Taken high. Gets out of one. Gives it to Devery. Going for it. Is it there? Referee awards it. He's put them in front. A vital first up try. Psychological advantage as he comes back in triumph. And Gregory's 4-0.
Well, that was just the sort of start that St Gregory's wanted and Lewisham didn't want. I thought that the Lewisham outside backs moved up fairly slowly on this occasion. The ball had gone through a number of pairs of hands, and you can see here that Ellison could have been stopped. It was a high tackle that he was able to shrug off, and then he turned his pass back inside, and he got it back to the number 1, Peter Miles. Miles set his sights on the line, and in he goes for the first try of the match.
Good try. Here it is from head on for you. Straight away, it's whipped away by Miles, who handled it twice in that movement. Here is Ellison, the boy I was telling you about, the player of the year from Tamworth. A lot of representative football. This is Miles, a quick galloping little 5'8", and over he goes to put her down. 4-0. Young Miles, a member of the New South Wales Combined Catholic Colleges side, 5'8" normally, has a very fine kicking game, and as you can see, a pretty good attacking game as well. Tucked away at fullback tonight with the change, and there he was, getting the ball to Ellison and backing up relentlessly to go over for that try for St Gregory's College. Well, that'll ease the frown, I should imagine, that would have been developing on the brows of Peter Mulholland and brother Silverius, the co-coaches of Gregory's, and there is Peter with the one with the glasses and the fair hair. Because it was right on them. Lewisham really put it to them in the first 20 minutes of play. Now this is Ellison, cool and relaxed. Oh, he's hooked it wide. So the score, St Gregory's College Campbelltown leading Christian Brothers Lewisham in our Commonwealth Bank Cup final night, 4-0. Beautiful balanced side, this St Gregory's got a big ripping attack from its backs. They come up with a sack full of tries, a very powerful pack full of those hurricane-type tacklers and booming runners. Very sharp, very mean and polished outfit. Now they have those first points on the board. Lewisham will have to be in there now with determination, power, right at the heart of their defence. Otherwise, this Gregory side, once they get the upper hand, could run riot. But in there doing some good work is Calaso, stiff defender, likes to rebel in attack as well. Now Lewisham with Osborne and Andrew English there, tidying up another advancing Gregory's attack. Coming through as McNamara, quite an explosive runner. He hurts him a lot in defence as well. Here is the penalty. And Fidel is at Osborne. Fidel the offender. And the penalty with Gregory's. Well, it's been a pulsating match, full of movement, and Gregory showing a great amount of pluck and determination to keep Lewisham out. But Lewisham have been right in there the first 20 minutes. But then came the hit back from Gregory's. They lead 4-0. Lewisham losing only one match this year at the Tamworth knockout to Lismore College. Step into this one without any very big raps at all this competition. They've shown they're capable of beating any side, and that includes Gregory's. Much size in the forwards and some enterprising halves and plenty of speed out wide. Here come the big Gregory's forwards, wrapped up again by Calaso. Now Robinson for the Kefaloo. Tight on the line is their winger Tiskovic, and Calasalo is in there again with Wasty, who comes in to assist. Robinson, Devery, pass through Miles. Ellison is there. Now Palmer. Around the trunk is Andrew English. Over the top is Ray Fidel. Robinson. Pass through to Devery. Miles gets a nice one to Ellison. Ellison overrunning it was Alpin. And Gregory still with the ball. Just outside the quarter, they lead 4-0 on cup final night against Lewisham. Robinson. Now Gerard. The kick on. O'Neill ready to take it. And Gerard was there to take him. This is the first relief I think Lewisham have had in the last few minutes in possession with the ball.
They have played without the ball for the last 5 or 6 minutes of the game, and when you're playing against a side such as St Greg's that have got very good backing up and a good sense and reading of the game, it becomes very difficult to defend against them for such long periods.
Young Chong, server of the ball with O'Neill. Reverse movement with Osborne. Sandwiched on his quarter. O'Neill again. Now Jobson. This is Alpin. When he runs, it's a sort of a nail in anyone's coffin because he has a good bit of tail. And one of the few times we've seen him with the ball tonight. Buchanan.
I think the next five minutes, John, we're just in that danger period before half-time, and both teams had recognised that, and it could very well decide the outcome of the match. If St Greg's can score again, it's almost the nail in the coffin for Lewisham, but if they can manage to get points on the board, even if it's only a goal, it gives them something to work on at half-time.
The Lewisham defence over the last couple of minutes, Bill, I've just been sort of grasping at thin air and going high.
Well, that's a sign of tiredness.
I can comes to Filakapaloo. And brings it over the corner.
The hardest thing to do in football is to make a tackle and hit the ground and then bounce up very quickly and be ready to make another one. And when you start grabbing, it's a sure sign that you're tired.
Oh, Ellison, what a deceiver. Puts it out. Oh, they put it down. Another beautiful, promising movement. Doesn't come to fruition, but you could see there the skill and the beautiful movement of St. Gregory's. Forwards, they have a real tough attitude, and their backs very difficult to contain out wide. Ellison, wasn't that a beautiful dream dummy? And held back, and so we have the penalty with Dean Ellison about to attempt this one, trying to load it now and have better luck than he had with his previous kick. It wasn't judged to perfection. He has a leisurely style and normally very accurate. Dean Ellison. So he stretches the ball well. We only have a couple of minutes before half-time. And this has been a cracker first half. Gregory's been on a binge of wins, and they're leading 4-0 at the moment. Really the simplest of angles. Just a little off centre. He's launched it. Oh, great form. They lead 6 points to 0, does St. Gregory's Campbelltown over Christian Brothers Lewisham in our Commonwealth Bank Cup final. See, they've splashed out this year from the very start of the season, Gregory's. They won the Forbes knockout. And, of course, you saw the statistics up on screen as we commenced the match, right through from De La Salle Cronulla and up to last week, where they reversed last year's Commonwealth Bank Cup final result by ending Fairfield Patrician Brothers' winning streak with a convincing 30-6 win. So Lewisham, with a bit to do in front of them, still pushing forward now, even in Gregory's portion of halfway, to repel these charges. Good tackle there from Calisale. I told you he was a stiff defender, and he's been in there all night, tackling, foiling each run. Midway between the quarter and halfway, Gregory's, with Robinson at acting half. Straight away to Devery, close ball. Wrapped up though with the tackles of Buchanan and Doyle. Robinson again transfers it through Palmer, Ellison. Nice doubling there from Miles. Troutdale, English rides into the ground, 10 metres short of his own side of halfway. Ellison shifts, transfers the ball. Gerard, oh, the rhythm is there. And what a beautiful pinpointer, right on a set piece.
Yeah, great kick by Gerard, and that again has given St. Greg's the opportunity to put pressure on in these last few minutes before half-time.
Aren't they ever? Powerful and speedy stuff, and lovely work there from Darren Gerard. A lot of representative football on the Central Coast. A couple of tries against Woy Woy. But it's a Lewisham ball. And Chong is forced to go to ground. Where you see him is just inside his quarter. Now Fidel wants to win a bit of ground. Here comes O'Neill. And Gregory's up there smartly through McNamara and Filakapaloo. And Osborne, much dependent on this fella tonight. And they were looking to him, but they're in there to holding him down. Penalty to Lewisham. Osborne says a few words to a couple of the offenders. Robinson is up there and getting a few words from the law laid down to him. I was referring to Paul Osborne, number 13, for Lewisham. But he shows the way all the time with great ball skills and size and toughness. I understand he's been approached already by 4 Sydney clubs, St George being the favourites for next year. And he is the leader at the moment as the full-time hooter sounds out. And up she goes, the first, probably the second high ball of the night. Taken beautifully, Gerard. No heartburn there, handled immaculately, and he calls halt to the first half, does referee Graham Annesley. And the score at half-time, after a very competitive first half, with plenty to admire, a lot of stirring defence, and both have contributed very much to the game, is that St Gregory's College leading Christian Brothers Lewisham by 6 points to 0. And we'll take a break, and then we'll be back to push the action accelerator to get us underway with the second Commonwealth Men Cup final half-time score. St Gregory's Campbelltown 6 and Christian Brothers Lewisham 0. And St Gregory's, champions of 80, pre-season favourites this season. Bill Anderson, I think they realise they have a match in their hands.
They have got a match on their hands, but I had the feeling towards the end of the first half that St Gregory's were starting to assert their authority, and if Lewisham are going to keep in the match, they're going to need to get possession and hold possession for their 6 tackles. Otherwise, they're going to have a real uphill battle. You just can't afford to give a team like St Gregory's a better than 50% share of the ball.
Very true. So expect a rip and tear hard-fought second half here with a promised revitalised Lewisham side to make a comeback and restore some flagging spirits of their supporters out there. Well, there's the kick-off and taken by Caliso, and he only knows one way, and that is to strike ahead. Now back from O'Neill through Chong and finding Fidel. Very smartly though arrested. And O'Neill again at acting half. There's a missing out of English and to Chong, but Chong taken smartly. Taken by Philippa Farouk. And this is Fidel again. The dominant figure of Ray Fidel. Doyle will have to be controlled because, as I said before, a very smart and inventive young fellow and has a very hot boot too. So play in Lewisham's halfway, about 8 metres short of halfway in their own territory. The quest for the Commonwealth Men Cup, they've certainly destroyed a few top sides along the way. 4 feet across, and he's tagged Kevin O'Neill this time, and Graham Annesley has awarded the penalty to Gregory's. They certainly left a few top schools in their wake, did Christian Brothers Lewisham, and it's regarded as their best Lewisham side, I think, since the school enjoyed some early success in the early years of our Commonwealth Men Cup. In the meantime, there is the free, and Wall is through for Gregory's. It gets support beautifully to Miles. Tab. What a crucial tackle there. A crucial tackle from Caliso. By James, that was a beautiful break. He saw it, he spotted the break and pinched it. Look at him, here's Wall. Now he's sidling up beside him as McNamara. Takes it nicely, here is Miles. Oh no, it was Sullivan who took him. Beautiful tackle from Terry Sullivan. Played for West's Ball last year and can cause a bit of havoc in attack too, quite apart from being an outstanding defender. And penalty. Feet across, and I didn't think that Devery had retired either. Tonight, the $6,500 worth of national Panasonic equipment that will be distributed to these 2 schools. Tonight's winners will take back to their school $4,000 worth, and the runner-up $2,500 in TV equipment, and it comes from National Panasonic. And we again express our thanks to the company for their tremendous, enthusiastic support for this competition, a competition that's become one of the great breeding grounds for rugby league stars of the future.
And that's exactly what was bad mistake, John, is exactly what we were talking about just after the half-time break, that Lewisham were having problems keeping their share of possession, and they were awarded a penalty from the scrum, but from the ensuing tap after the ball had been put out, they've come up with an error, and you can't do that against the Greeks.
And I'll tell you what, Noel Donoghue, the coach for Lewisham, would have drilled that into them at half-time. Have to concentrate. In the meantime, another penalty has been awarded against Robinson, who's offended on a few occasions tonight, the 3rd time. So Annesley pretty hot on Robinson. There's Jobson Ames. And that was tidily played by the young fullback for Lewisham. Right, there's the taken by O'Neill and Chong. Trying to Burrow. Oh, dearie, oh dear, this is what we're talking about again. Lost it. Another scrum. Chong with his hands on his hips, and looks as though he has a touch of the diabolicals at the moment as he has a few words with referee Annesley. And he wouldn't blame him either. Fed by Devery. And referee Annesley says, free passage through there, thanks fella. A lot of steam coming from that scrum, I'll tell you. And the penalty penalty with Gregory's. Backing straight, Lewisham. And that's the penalty. So Darren Gerard, a fellow who likes to go at the defence all the time, as you no doubt you've witnessed in the first half. And a lovely kick. It's very useful as he driven Lewisham back to their quarter. Commencing through Miles, diversion, double foils and Wall coming through the middle. Back from Robinson, now it's Whitebread. Whitebread, a terrier, looked after though by Reg Fidel. Sucks in 4. Robinson there straight away at acting half. Quick ball out here on the blind. It's a wide blind 2. Gives it to Palmer. Palmer's standing. Oh, held about a half a metre from the line. Gee, he can go, that fella. Now Robinson, practically throwing it to... He's there. The simplest of tries, but the speed and the teamwork summed up that movement. Great try, Gregory's.
It was a try that came as a result of two good series of play before that. St Greg's were able to work the play downfield, fired it back left-hand side, then it came across to the right again, and we can see here the number 3, Tim Palmer's tackle. But it's a very good play, the ball. We can see that the halfback, Leon Robinson, fires a quick dive pass out of dummy half in order to clear the ruck area quickly. Devery takes the pass one off the ruck, and the hole just opens up in front of him, and he's fast enough to be able to slice through any gaps that occur, and there it is, and I think that's put the game beyond doubt.
Beautiful. Well, I said the speed and the teamwork, and you summed it up there of, there he is, young Devery. But Leon Robinson, quick there to acting half, and he gave a speedy ball to Devery, and Devery saw the gap and just slid through there like silk going through your fingers. It was easy as that. So Ellison, it's 10-0 in favour of St Gregory's. And Dean Ellison. His success rate tonight, 1 goal out of 2 attempts. Well, let's see how he goes with this one. Gee whiz, he's pushed it wide again. So the score remains St Gregory's College Campbelltown in a tight and terrific Commonwealth Bank Cup final, leading Christian Brothers Lewisham by 10 points to 0. What a side this Gregory's. They've 7 back from last year, 5 also included in this team and from the under-16 state knockout championship side of last year. And 5 of this side, members of the New South Wales Combined Catholic College. So enormously talented combination and just loaded with talent. And as enumerating off those statistics for you, just bursting with experience. So Whitebread is at acting half and transfers the ball to his second-row partner, Bob McNamara. But bottled up by Calisay. Come and double foils again. There's Calisay. 32 metres out from their goal line, whizzed through Devery. Miles is there. Gerard up in the line. That's as was Wall. Nicely tucked away. To clean it up here is Jobson. Nasty bounces for him. And canters away just outside his quarter. And Lee is smartly in there to acting half. He's number 2. Tries to make a challenge. Here's Osborne. Oh, well met. That was just masterly defence then. Because I tell you what, when he's on a tear, he's hard to put down. When he hits the line, tries come. Most have no answers to his strength and vigour. But I tell you what, Gregory's did that time. Now Fidel. O'Neill. Chong. Probing. Always probing for a chink. But a shepherd there, and the penalty has been awarded to Gregory's. This will come in handy for them too, as Wild searches around and says who's going to take it. And swings it over to Ellison, who's been doing most of their line kicking tonight and goal kicking.
Well, Ellison takes the line kicks on the left-hand side of the field, and Gerard's the man on the other side as a natural left footer. He, of course, got the normal hook of the ball to aid any kick on that side.
So Palmer right up there with Ellison as they have a planned job coming up. Coming holding onto the ball beautifully now, Gregory's, and Lewisham will have to be called on to turn in some of that fine tackling in long spells. Oh, good tackle, Calisale. Filakafalou looks back again. Robinson is there, darting for the line, held up by Lewisham though. Whitebread at acting half, goes for the line himself. Goes for the line. Oh, he's only an inch short. Now Robinson, quick ball. Through again, oh, gives it beautifully to Miles and in. Oh, that was super try. You don't come better than that. I tell you what, when you're hot, you're hot. And the Gregory's at the moment are like an inferno. Beautiful stuff, 14-0.
It's almost an action replay of the try before with the player held up near the line. Robinson went to acting half and fired a quick pass out to Devery. Devery this time snuck into the hole, wasn't able to go on with it himself, gave the pass to Miles, and over he goes untouched under the posts.
Miles down, here it is. This is Devery and gives it here to Miles. And didn't he do that beautifully? Just a couple of paces. He was trying to explore, saw the gap, curved into it, and shot it out to Miles for a very profitable result. Absolute cracker. Lovely understanding. Simple angle for Ellison now. They lead 14-0. And this is almost dead in front. Here's Ellison. He's had a hot boot throughout the season. Carves the air and great ball. Another 2 points, 16-0. St Gregory's Campbelltown leading Chris Brothers Lewisham in our Commonwealth Bank Cup final. Gregory's finished stronger than Fairfield. It was pretty tight at half-time, and I thought it suggested that their fitness was superior, Bill. And this year their condition has been John Keenan out at Campbelltown. He's a very demanding boss, and Peter Mulholland, of course, and Brother Silverius, again, the coaching duo who've worked on the very now famous patterns and fundamentals. They do it so well. Filakafalou, trapped in centre field. Robinson. Diversion work again as Whitebread comes through. Had a big game tonight, Whitebread.
Had a very good game, Whitebread. I've also been impressed with the 5'8" Ellison, who on every occasion that I've seen has had a good kicking game, strong defence, but he's a real goer in attack as well, and he's been one of their better players.
It was Weil making good ground for Gregory's as it's whipped out through to Palmer. Over the top is Doyle, and good bite in the tackle as well. Back it comes now, Gregory's. Gerard again with that left foot of his and finds it beautifully again. Right from the deep zone, but it was very nicely done. Tidily played, bringing play up to 32 metres out, or almost on Lewisham's quarter. So we have almost 20 minutes to go in this second half. I'm just wondering whether Lewisham can come back and kill Gregory's off in these last minutes, because we're seeing the best flowing stuff from Gregory's as Chong gets it to Sullivan, gives it to Buchanan. Now out to Lee. Lee has the pace, but look at the cover. Lee back on the inside. Bottle parcelled up by Big Wall, who was there as well.
That was the first opportunity that Lewisham have had in the second half to make any real break and to put any pressure on St Greg's, but we could see there the enthusiasm of the St Gregory's defence. They broke from the scrum very quickly. We had second rowers coming across to make that cover defending tackle.
Oh, they were four there. And always good chasers of lost causes. They really got their man. Penalty with Lewisham. Probably gather there. There is their cheer squad, and they were ecstatic when that penalty came through. So Lewisham, one of the very few times they have had the ball or hung on to it for 6, and now they're going to attempt to do just that. There's Calisale. Shows a little bit of authority, as he's been doing right throughout the match, particularly in his defence. Chong with a close ball to Osborne. Now this is more like the big prop. Hurts on a run and he hurts in defence. Chong. Ball transferred to Doyle. And now Fidel coming through on an angle, but trapped by Whitebread. But they're inside Gregory's half. Chong again. Serves it to O'Neill. Out of one. Held though by Robinson, and Wall was there to make sure of him as well. Thoroughly checked. Centre field. Buchanan. Chong. Good driving one. Gerard is over there to cover. Back-up work from Tiskovic. And it's an excellent run from Gerard. He's full of running tonight, full of intelligent play. 32 metres out from his goal line, and Gregory's with Robinson, finding Filakafalou, and oh gee, went a little steel girder that time, cutting defence, snuffed him right out. Nice ball again is Whitebread, the dominant figure, tests them out. Robinson, Devery, now Ellison holding it up, trying to wind it around the corner, gets back up though from Gerard. And he says that was a forward pass. So another scrum. To go down 32 metres out from Gregory's goal line, and Gregory's leading 16-0 in our final. Gregory's ball, scooped up beautifully, Gerard sweeping into the line, 10 metres short of his own side of halfway. Robinson quickly up there to acting half. Billy, that's creeping into the play.
Well,
only in grade football and school football, as we can see.
Yeah, I think that sort of thing, filters down from grade football into school football. But this is the last throw of the dice for Lewisham. There are only 14 minutes to go in the match, and if they are going to put any sort of pressure on it and to make a game of it in the closing minutes, they've just got to come up with a try now. Well,
there are 14 minutes to go. Is there anything short of a miracle for Lewisham to salvage this great final?
They're having a lot of problems breaking this in Gregory's defence, and I just think they've got to try a kick. I'm not a great believer in schoolboys having to resort to the bomb, but I think desperate situations call for desperate measures, and that's the sort of problem they've got at the moment. They've just got to put a bomb up and hope for a result.
Here's Osborne. Big charge. And a double knock on. So a scrum about 10, 12 metres out from St Gregory's goal line. And a touch judge in. And having a word with referee Graham Annesley. And as you can see, it's Paul Osborne, the man who has been called out. But he's been an outstanding player right throughout our premiership, New South Wales Combined Catholic College side, and he's just been outstanding. And leading up until tonight, the Radio 2UE $4,000 tertiary education scholarship. The scoreline is St Gregory's leading Lewisham 16-0. Resume play here with penalty beautifully done.
Well, it was a marvellous line kick, John. A first grader would be proud of that one. He cut it fine, but that was something like a 50-yarder, and St Greg's now go on the attack again.
With Robinson doing some scheming work up front, midway between the quarter and halfway, and it's in Lewisham's territory. Boring through is Wild, collected though, almost centre field. Robinson through Devery. Miles is there. Very close ball on an inside channel, but Chong was there, and so too was Calaso to blanket him out. Now it's through Miles again. The transfer to Ellison. Double foil stuff. Turned over. Lewisham with it.
I just had the feeling in the last few minutes the St Gregory's really are playing out time. A lot of the crispness has gone out of their work, and Lewisham, of course, they're in a catch-22 situation because they've got to not let any points be scored against them and play safety first football to ensure that, but also they've got to come up with points on the scoreboard if they're going to win, and so they've got a very frustrating position in front of them, but I think that the only thing they can do is move the ball around and resort to a kicking game.
Bill Anderson there with comments. And, well, here's Don Lee close on the line too, taken by Filakafalou. Now Fidel, Ray Fidel through Chong, possessed there by Doyle. And they're just not holding it for six. And they're in there, and I think they've got one thing on their mind now. They're saying if we're going out, well, we'll show them how. If Gregory's are going to beat us, they're going to feel it. So their try is Lewisham, and game to the very last. Fed by Gregory's. Chong has it. Whipped through. Taken by Miles. Now Lewisham. Last chance. Here comes Doyle. He's Really a magic, this young fella, but we haven't been able to see it tonight. He plays so cleverly and very diversified as his play. Here's Chong with a double with O'Neill. Here's English getting it to Buchanan. Quick ball, Lee.
He's obviously got a lot of pace, Lee. He just hasn't been able to get into the clear tonight to show us what he can do. Each time that he's made a half break, there's plenty of defence there to chop him off before he gets into stride.
Here's Osborne and another Gregory's play. I think it was McNamara having a date-for-date. Now Doyle frees it to Buchanan. But he's looked after. He can create problems out wide to Buchanan. I've seen him a couple of colossal performances here. Here's Chong. They've heard you, Billy. Up goes the straight ball. Gerard. Oh, yes. Hurtled upwards with great confidence. Almost a high wire, no net act.
Well,
he took it beautifully.
He went up with great confidence and took the ball well, but as he came down, unfortunately, he lost the ball. It went forward to one of his own players, Leon Robinson, who found himself in an offside position. And now they've taken the quick tap and they're looking for that try near the post. And he could even be in.
I think he is too. Rolls straight into the action. Always great mobility, and referee Annesley has awarded the try.
Well, there you have it. Lewisham finally did put up the bomb. They got a result from it with the penalty. From the penalty, Andrew English took the quick tack and was able to crash his way over what's got to be described as some fairly flimsy defence. And that's confirmed my opinion that St Greg's really have slowed to a walk and they're just playing out time.
That was a great try from Andrew English. So it's not going to be a sullen winter's night for Lewisham after all. They are on the scoreboard, 16-4. Andrew English, their prop forward. And as I said, he rolled into action and has some great physical attributes and certainly put them to great use there. So they're on the board, 16-4, with the conversion, if any, to come. And this will come from Anthony Doyle. He's had a bit of a hot beat, although he collected only, I think, 1 from 5 in our last outing, but he's been pretty good throughout the year. Timing is impeccable. It's a goer. It's 16-6 in favour of Gregory's, and we have 9 minutes of play in this second half. They came out here very ripe with spirit and talent. They haven't just been able to manage to put on that stunning football they did in the first opening 20 minutes.
Opening 20 minutes of the match, it looked as if Lewisham had come into the game as underdogs, but were going to certainly wipe the slate clean. And they had a couple of scoring opportunities early in the game. They weren't able to put the ball over the line, and that gave St Greg's then the confidence to show us what we know they can. And they were clear-cut leaders at half-time, and again they had 16-0 at one stage of the match. But Lewisham now may find some renewed confidence and be able to at least give us another scoring opportunity.
Okay, through Chong. Searching again, and Gregory's in there. Robinson in partnership with Weil to look after him. Through Robinson again. Doyle and a very close ball to Osborne, and they went for it, as we all did, and transferred out. Provided the pass to Jobson, who was sweeping up into the line, chinked nicely, and now it's with Doyle. Oh, lovely ball to Buchanan. Oh, put down by Tiskovich.
That was a great ball and all tackle by Tiskovich. He read the fact that Lewisham had the overlap on his side, came in, and that was a la Johnny King when he played with St George. Came in and made the ball and all tackle and stopped the progress of play.
Thwarted him. Gee whiz. Was a good one. But however, Gregory's now moving it forward again. And a couple of metres short of their own side of halfway. They have 7 minutes to go. And 16-6 lead as Filakafalou runs right into the tackle of Fidel. Reg Fidel and Kevin O'Neill to meet him. Sizing up, and Wall comes through. Check though by Doyle. Now at empty half was Robinson. Out wide Ellison. Oh, picked out of the blue beautifully by Palmer. Lovely backup work by Gregory's. They're with it nearly there again. It was lovely team football.
Well, I think St Greg's have now got the realisation that Lewisham have come good, and they've got the skill to score points, and so they've now decided they can't play slow motion football, and they've got their nose back to the grindstone, and they're getting on with the job of trying to score points.
This is Doyle. Filakafalou and Whitebread were there, taking their man. Osborne. Calisale. Turning it over again for Gregory's to scoop it up. And they did it. Now Wall. Shane Doyle and Reg Fidel. Through Miles, Filakafaloo. Hit by Calaso. Now Deverley getting it to Miles. And picked up again by Gregory's Gerard. It was a lovely ball, full of pace. Midway between the quarter and halfway, GA up the field that time.
That was a good break by Whitbread. He can certainly sniff out an opportunity, and he backs up particularly well.
Picked up by Lewisham. O'Neill, a little rugged hooker, a couple of metres short of his own side of halfway. Now, Buchanan, Fidel, looked after by the Gregory's defence. Whitbread was there. Chong, up through the middle. Back up work. Oh, went loose. And Gregory's retrieved possession.
If they're going to go down, they're going to go down trying. They pushed a lot of passes then that weren't really on, but they came up with a 40-metre break, but unfortunately also coughed up possession at the end of it.
Well, I said a few moments ago, if they reckon we're going to go out, we're going to go out and show them how. So Gregory's, he was wild. Unable to free it. Wrapped up by Reg Fidel and English. Now Miles, double up, missing out. His centre partner and getting it to Tuskovic. Shepherd was there, and a penalty is with Lewisham with 5 minutes before full time. Great cup final night it's been. No doubt on who's boss on this Leichhardt soil tonight. They've put on a premium of high-speed football. Have some Gregory's, Tack, relentless backing up as Lewisham come again.
Well, it's the last throw of the dice yet again. I said this about 10 minutes ago for Lewisham, but Lewisham since then have scored a try, and I suppose if they were able to come up with one now in the last 2 or 3 minutes, they'd only need to convert a try to win it. But that's
Osborne!
Well, he was on the boil, Osborne, and had he taken that pass, he would have scored adjacent to the post, and that would have given us a very exciting last few minutes of the match. But now St Gregory's, I'm sure, will just try and lock this ball up. They'll run 5 from dummy half, kick the ball downfield, and then try to hold them for 6 tackles.
Fierce charge by Osborne, battering away, and as you saw, what happened? So Gregory's, as Bill has said, to retain possession. They've been hungry for work tonight. Great speed football from Gregory's. Played stylishly with great determination to win. Touch of class as they've given us all year.
There's a change in their side, John. The number 9, Bob McNamara, has come off, and Rod Clemson has gone onto the field in the second row.
Wearing jumper number 15. Inching their way forward now to victory, and it will be a marvellous one for them. Here's Chong, Doyle on the blind. Up there is Jobson, out of one, you're over in the corner. Top try. Good one for Lewisham. 16-10, minutes to go.
A well-executed try by Lewisham. That'll be something that they've worked on training. It was a scrum they put down in the opposition's quarter with a short blind side, and we can see they faded this runner back to the blind side, and that was their 5'8", Anthony Doyle. He threw a well-timed pass to the fullback, Jim Jobson. Jobson split through the defence. He's a long strider, as you can see, a very long-legged young player. He was able to pull through a poor tackle and score adjacent to the corner post.
Well, they let it run this time through Chongi. Back it came, and here is Jobson freeing himself with Wiles' tackle and going over to score. Absolutely first-class bit of football in the last few minutes of play from Christian Brothers Lewisham. So they go away here tonight with great dignity.
Well, if he can kick this one back in the match, they need virtually from the kick-off a 90-metre try, but that's happened before.
Well, now this is going to be a whopper if he gets it. It's from the touchline. Penalties 9-all, Ray O'Donnell tells me. 9-all the penalties. And he went over, it was a draw. So here it is. Let's see what his boot can do. And just wide of that left upright. Seconds ticking away. The scoreline 16-10. Gregory's leading Lewisham in our cup final night at Leichhardt Oval. And boy, what a night it's been.
Well, they may or may not get a restart. There are about 6 seconds left to go. St Greg's had to kick off, and what Lewisham need is a converted try from the kickoff. They've got about 4 seconds to do it.
There's Ellison. Chong is the receiver. Up to his quarter. Taken by Clemson. The substitution, and there it is. Winners, St Gregory's College defeating Christian Brothers Lewisham by 16-10. Marvellous victory to them. A terrier-like performance from Christian Brothers Lewisham, and both sides deserving a very large and a warm reception. And I think following our next few words, we'll be rejoining you for the cup presentation from Leichhardt. Well, as you rejoin us on the public address down there at Leichhardt Oval, that was one of the great Commonwealth Bank Cup finals, and I want you to take your hats off to them. St Gregory's College, Campbelltown, eminently worthy winners for 1984. MCC premiers and Commonwealth Bank Cup premiers, and climbing the steps to the presentation area, presenting the cup, will be the senior manager of the advertising division of the Commonwealth Banking Corporation, Mr. Robert Ingram, and together with the president of the New South Wales Rugby League, Mr. Tom Bellew, and representing Channel 10, Jerry Brooks. So there they are, due credit for their win, and of course due credit goes to their coaches, Brother Peter Mulholland and Brother Silverius, coaches of some very, very special qualities. So there it is, up goes the cup, the symbol of the best in high school football throughout Australia. And isn't he just proud? The captain of the St Gregory's College side, Greg Whitebread, who had an outstanding game here tonight. Just absolutely tremendous. Leading his great side, who gave us another display of brilliant control and very stylish big match football. And each and every one of these players being congratulated and meeting the cluster of VIPs up there, as I've already enumerated them for you. To the General Manager of the New South Wales Rugby League, John Quayle, as well, and the players and coach, not forgetting the referee and touch judges, each receiving a plaque, a souvenir of tonight. I know that will be cherished for many, 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 many years. Great credit to the game of rugby league. The Forbes knockout was the springboard for another triumphant year for them. And what a season. Not a loss in, I think, any of their grades, and certainly not a loss in all of their games. And the other finalists, Christian Brothers Lewisham, may I say that they leave tonight with certainly heads held high, many at the start of the year. There's Peter Mulholland and Brother Silverius, the coaches of St Gregory's College. And Lewisham, as I was saying, they weren't given a chance, but they knocked over some tall poppies and got it all right to get here tonight and won 1 million hearts and through a vast television audience. Well, now, before they leave the presentation area, the voting in tonight's 2UE Player of the Year award, 1 point went to Peter Miles. 2 points went to Dean Ellison, both of St Gregory's College. 3 points went to Greg Whitebread, their skipper. And those points tonight now determine that the Radio 2UE Player of the Year award, together with the educational scholarship of $4,000, goes to a member of the losing side, Paul Osborne, the skipper and prop forward of Lewisham. There he is on your screen now. A young man who has the uncanny knack of pulling off some near perfection displays when the big matches come around. A fine footballer, and having met him on many an occasion, equally a fine young man off the field. And I can assure you, a fine rugby league future that certainly looks mighty good. I know he's been approached by several clubs. I'm told that St George could be the favourites to get him. But as I said, a young man with a very outstanding rugby league future. So there it is, a team photo of St Gregory's, victorious and proud. And when they leave the presentation area, I would ask you all to send them on their way. As you can imagine, they're elated. There they are, winners and proud, St Gregory's. And honour these champions from a great school, and also from Christian Brothers Lewisham, another fine, great school. There they are, clustered down there for photographs. A great night, two great sides, and playing for Australia's great Rugby League Premier High School trophy, the Commonwealth Bank Cup. Well, a fantastic achievement for St Gregory's College Campbelltown, defeating Christian Brothers Lewisham in the final of our Commonwealth Bank Cup by 16 points to 10. In fact, I think the closest score all year for St Gregory's in the competition. They were poised even before the start of the year to win this Commonwealth Bank Cup. Red hot favourites. They won it in 79, 80, and they did win it again tonight, 84, and won it superbly. Premiers they are of Australian High School Rugby League, St Gregory's. It was a $1 billion game. Of course, the cup again going out west. And what can one say of Christian Brothers Lewisham? A superb performance, and of course a great stronghold of rugby league. Billy, I know you enjoyed it as much as everybody else.
It was a thoroughly enjoyable game, John. I thought that Lewisham certainly wouldn't have lost any friends for their performance. They were realistically in the match right up until the full-time whistle, but they came up against a team that hadn't lost a match all year in any competition. They carried that form through to Leichhardt Oval tonight, and they finished up worthy winners.
Couldn't agree with you more. And Bill, may I say it's been just great working with you again. Thanks indeed for all of your expert comments and of course that great wisdom of yours.
Thanks very much, John. I've enjoyed it.
Good man. We hope that you have enjoyed it too, and the support that we've had from you, the viewer, and also of course the schools, 150 of them right throughout Australia. And I must say our thanks too, great thanks to the Commonwealth Banking Corporation, Channel 10, National Panasonic and Radio TUE for your support right throughout the year, and the support not only for the Commonwealth Bank Cup but the continued support that you afford, of course, Australian football and Australian junior football right throughout this great country of ours. And I think on that note we'll take the opportunity of thanking all the crew who've worked with us right throughout the year, and on behalf of Bill Anderson, my co-commentator Ray O'Donnell, who's always been indefatigable in his work with his statistics, take the opportunity of saying I'm John Brennan. Together we've been here for the Commonwealth Bank Cup for 1984, and good night to you.
Don't miss the Scarecrow and Mrs. King as they deal with the murder of several FBI agents tomorrow night at 7:30. Next, Burt Reynolds is interviewed about his life and his movies on Superstar Profile, right here on 10.